I did enjoy Big Belly. I think it was a
Mhm.
nice venue, but I don't like the fact how I know on the one where I come saw you, where I fell in love with you. Um, one of the judges' best mates had the gong.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, it was
the fit one,
the ladies in front of us.
the fit
Yeah.
one.
I plead the fifth.
She's like not aware to the whole room. It's like I've never seen someone. So guys, and I haven't even introduced yet, but at Big Belly, the gongs, the dildos, and she was just sitting there holding the dildo so politely in her lap, just
Yeah.
like she's like just stroking the tip a little bit. She was like anxious for her mate. It was fucking yeah, weird. But hello, welcome to another episode of Sit Down for Stand Up. I have with me Adam. Now, I saw Adam, what was it, about 3 weeks ago
Yeah,
at
probably.
a gong show that I went to support a mate who didn't do that well. And I fell in love with you straight away.
Thank you very
You
much,
was,
man.
yeah, you were just brilliant. And yeah, so I've been pestering him, knocking on his door, doing jukebox careless whispers outside, trying to get you on. Finally
I was
got you
wondering
on.
where that music was coming from.
How's it going, Adam? You good?
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. Just been gigging, doing the usual. Had an interesting time last night. Uh, you saw what happened at the Big Belly thing.
No, what happened at the Big Belly thing?
Well, there's a table of about five or six very drunk women who got up and stormed out after my set because of my set. So that's not the first, second, or third time it's happened to me. And then last night it happened again for another time. But this was by an act. Not going to
Can I
name
just
any
quickly throw
names or
one in?
anything.
They they did storm out correctly, but you failed to mention how I went out 2 minutes after because I was at a fag, and two of them were outside there crying.
Wow, I wasn't aware of this
Yes, so
information. Okay, damn,
yes,
that's
you
that's
made
bad.
two drunk women cry.
I mean, that's sad, and especially when I said
No,
nothing directly to them. I'm just up there doing my material,
yeah, oh, it was a
and
chef's kiss. It was perfect.
I mean, I do
I
have a
loved
soul.
it.
It does hurt. It does hurt. I don't want to upset people, but I also want to freely express myself. In any way I feel or see fit, I should say. But
Yeah.
it's all done with due tender and care, or at least that's my intention. But yeah,
What
it's
does
sad when people are upset, but comedy isn't for everyone.
Agreed, but the thing is that you didn't punch down at anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
It was just some raw material. And yeah, like you weren't like, this joke's for you five ladies over there, get ready.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was raw. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I might not have done
Oh,
that
thank you
justice,
very
but I'm
much.
saying the justice was 100% deserved. It was beautiful. What happened last night?
Last night, basically the same thing, just a different joke. This time it was I have this joke about where I compare uh, my dick to classic American lynchings, which is a very interesting dichotomy. But I told a joke. There is a African American act who performed earlier, and she stormed out. And then at the end of the show, when the MC is saying good night and all of this, she grabs the mic and then starts going, Emmett Till was dragged out of his house and da da da, and gave this very depressing speech to the room for a minute and a half before she got cut off. So experienced that. But
No, wait, so where was you on the bill?
well, this is my regular. My regular is this night called TNT in
Okay.
London.
Now, I mean, like, was you the last act or was you?
I always go one before the end.
So this stuck with her through a whole nother act.
Yeah, it stuck with her for a whole nother act.
Just
And
brewing.
yeah, it was
Oh,
not great. And the last act was a great act as well. He's someone who's going to be on TV soon, Joshua something. He's going to be one of the panelists on the last leg, I believe.
Joshua. Describe
Not
him.
sure of the surname. Have you ever seen the show Last Leg?
Yes. Is it a
It's
white
like
guy, black guy, Indian guy?
it's that Australian guy, and he's missing his legs. And it used to have some other comedians on that I don't know the names of, nor do I just want to go and physically describe them because that will have your viewers thinking things of me. Um,
I've never understood
never
it because
mind, never mind. But he's going to be on a TV show, and he done amazingly well, and he done like a 15 or a 20-minute set. So she sat there holding on
ruined.
to it for 20 minutes. Yeah.
I mean, to me, that is a badge of honor.
Yeah, it kind of is. For me, it's always been a part of my life. Usually, me opening my mouth leads to someone getting pissed off. It's just now they feel they have the self-righteous right to express it to me in the shortest form possible. You know,
But the thing is that, but I'll still emphasize it. You didn't punch down at anyone. You made a joke about
yeah,
yourself, and then they decided to make it personal.
yeah, that's always the way it goes. Anyone who's ever been offended at one of my jokes or some of my jokes, it's always well, I experienced this, or my friend went through this, or my brother went through this, or my sister went through this. That's why I'm offended at this one specific part of your material. Even though during my whole set, I've probably attacked 13 other, well, not attacked, but I've said risque things about 13 other demographics of society. But you didn't pick up on any of that. It's only the one that you're personally attached to that you feel offended by. And you're perfectly fine in doing so, but just realize it's not me attacking you.
Yeah, it's your own inner demons. Yeah, it's like me laughing at black jokes, Jew jokes, Muslim jokes. Then you do a fat joke. I'm like, whoa, no, no, hold on a minute. This is
Yeah.
I can't say that because I can change being fat like that. So that's even more of a negative to my own fucking argument there.
It could be anything. Yeah, religion, what I mean, anything, all sorts of things these days. But what are your thoughts on freedom of expression? Do you feel you have the right to say anything, or talk about any subject in comedy?
Okay, I'm 100% like that VJ Bobby guy doing chanting the death to the IDF thing. I don't agree with it, but he has
Yeah,
the
that's
right to say
crazy.
it. He has
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right to say it. And like I said, I thought, okay, he's been a bit of a wally. It's not for me. That's it.
Mm.
That's how I end up right there and then. It's not for me. That's fine. I don't agree, but I'm not gonna get my knickers in a twist. Because
Hmm.
also, I feel like this day and age, if that is something that sticks by you and you get offended by that, your life is on easy mode.
Mm.
Like that is your biggest problem right now, being offended at a comedy night, mate. That's easy street. I want your problems. So yeah,
Yeah.
complete freedom to say whatever you want. The only one I will say, if you're going to say it with conviction. And
Hmm.
however, if you do go on stage and you do make jokes, you've got to back them up. And more importantly, if you are going to hit taboo areas, the most important thing is to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What
You
about
have to be
yourself?
funny. Yeah, I believe the exact same. I believe obviously more you are the thing you are taking a piss out of, the more you can say about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, being black, I can make way more black jokes, than you can, and gay people can make way more flagrant, gay jokes that would sound extremely homosexual if, a straight guy said them.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think that's more
so
about just relevance? So it's the persona you put off on stage.
not so much relevance. It's just, yeah, I think it's just when you're closely attached to whatever it is that is your subject matter, because it's a part of you, you then get to own it. And when
Yeah.
you own it, you then get to use it in any sort of way, shape, or form you want.
So
Again, it still needs to be funny, but
I was going to do a black and owning joke there, but I bettered myself on that one.
Toby, my name's Toby.
As I've been banging out the Kill Tonys right now, and there was such a funny bit. It stuck with me for about a week now, and it was like, it's the N word, and I was like, white guys were allowed to use it. And all of a sudden, overnight, Lincoln stopped that, and it reversed around. I was like, what are they going to do? Make the word cool?
Yeah. Do you watch that a lot then, Kill
Oh,
Tony?
I bang it out. I think it's so refreshing, just the no filter, and
Yeah.
once again, like not every joke lands 100%, but I feel like this day and age, comedians are quite soft, and you need to
Mhm.
be if you can tell a joke, you need to be able to take a joke
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah. I
What's your
mean, Kill
opinion?
Tony, Kill Tony, I mean, yeah, I love Kill Tony. Kill Tony is one of the things I tell if anyone comedians like, because usually I get comments, oh, I like your writing, da da da, what do you recommend? How do I do this? I
Yeah.
always tell them, watch Kill Tony. in the shortest amount of time possible, you can watch comedians do good and bad
Mm.
for 1,001 different reasons, whether it be their jokes are bad, they just come off as a bad person, their diction is wrong, their attitude is wrong, their clothes are wrong, whatever it is. You can watch it all go by super duper fast, and you can take notes and observations about what not to do in order to make your set a little bit better. And it just really helps knowing that if you see worse, it makes you feel better. And on
Yeah.
Kill Tony, there will always be worse.
Great. One thing I do like about it is that some of them absolutely suck their 1 minute. They bomb it, but you can tell they're still funny people from after. So you can have a bad set. It doesn't mean you're not funny. It just
Yeah,
means you've had a bad set.
some people really pull it back in the interview. Some people have had mid sets on Kill Tony and then they really blow up because of how, electric they are during their interview.
Yeah.
But just as for I watch it for the material mainly. Like the interviews air, but I mainly watch it just for the open mic material. But I just recommend any open micer, if you're not already, start watching Kill Tony. It'll help you on your materials.
Yeah, I mean, I usually ask this question at the end then, but I'll jump straight into it because now we're on the topic. What advice would you give to new comedians, people who are starting out, they've never done it before, they're worried about getting on stage? Now, if someone's never got on stage and you tell them to go watch
Mm.
Kill Tony, they're going to shit themselves.
And I don't think so, because you do get on, for some reason, a surprising amount of first timers on Kill Tony. That's fucking crazy.
That
If
is
you're
mad.
going on the biggest live podcast in the world for the first time, making that your first time,
Mm.
that's insane. But because that's what I started watching before I started doing it. I mean, I've always wanted to do comedy my whole life,
Yeah.
but watching Kill Tony was like, some of them, it's like, well, I know I can do better than that.
Yeah.
And so that gave me the impetus to want to try and start writing, and then take it to the stage. I would say, yeah, watch Kill Tony, start writing something down. There are so many ways to do writing as well. You can do like active writing. You can just, start free thought. You just take a walk about town. There's always jokes to be found. Um, Material is important, but obviously stage time is number one. Stage time is the number one biggest thing. But as soon as you've done it for the first time, you've taken the band-aid off. After that, it's a little bit easier every time.
Mm. Okay, then how long have you been doing comedy for now?
I've been going for about 3.5 years, just around London,
Yep.
barely left the M25.
I mean, it is hard out there because it costs so much to go gigging
It
on like
does.
open mic level. It is such a bastard. I mean, sort of how do you find the London circuit?
I find it fine, I like it, it's pretty fun, I've had every good thing possible that could happen from doing comedy, like free drink and free drugs,
Yep.
those are like the two best things. Um, it's fun, it's upbeat, it is a community within itself. It is very fun to, you know, run into people and be like, oh, so this, and this. Everyone knows everyone on the London comedy scene. But it's a good scene. It's a good scene.
Okay. What are your views? I know it's quite a hot topic right now about bringer spots.
Hmm.
What are your views on them?
No real views. I mean, for the sake of filling out the room, it makes sense, and for the sake of keeping the comedians there, it makes sense because you can say stay here all you want, but if you want to leave, you're leaving. But if
Yeah.
if you've got somebody else there, and it does help pack out the room, so you will get some genuine laughs. Because it is very hard to gauge your material on a room of comedians. They
Mm.
are not the general public. They will not sometimes laugh at your joke because it's not funny. They won't laugh because they're just nodding at how much they appreciate the structure of the joke.
Yeah. True.
Where you just want a room of just, pedestrian laughs.
Okay. Would you sort of say as time has evolved then, whilst doing comedy, you have been like critiquing people internally a lot more?
Yeah. To the point now where it's like, well, I watch professionals now, and it's like, oh, great, now I can't enjoy. I mean, I never really wanted to watch too many specials in my life anyway, because I never wanted to appropriate material knowingly or unknowingly. So I always kind of avoided watching too many specials. But since I've started doing it, now it's appreciation for the art more than it is, oh, I'm belly laughing because I never saw that coming. I'm just going, I like what he did with that there.
Mm. Okay. And what sort of type of comedy do you, I know we've touched on it narrowly. What sort of comedy do you do yourself? Is it deadpan, one line, storytelling, observationalist?
I don't know. I would say I'm just more tell joke. The joke is as long as the joke needs to be. I'm a big fan of condensing,
Yeah.
say as little words possible to get to the punchline. So then you can then get and then tag it and then tag it. So then you can get to the next joke.
Okay.
I'd say observational, yeah, just observational humor probably. I write a lot of jokes about things. Um, I think observational. I've really never thought about that. That is a very interesting question.
Thank you. Would you say you write your comedy for yourself, what you find funny, or do you write it for the people?
Um, I think all jokes are full of people. All jokes have the intent to cause laughter.
Mhm.
But I do write like, oh, I think I would giggle if I heard somebody say this like this. Um, but that's probably just me writing in my own voice. I'm just thinking, well, I would say it like this, so that's how I want to hear it. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's something again I've never thought about. These are interesting questions.
Okay. I'll do a low ball then. So when I saw the gig I saw you at, I mean, I absolutely loved it. But there was a guy there, and
Hmm.
he got through, and
Okay.
it pissed me off, and I wanted to
Yeah.
say something, and it's really stuck on me. He, it really has. He stole word for word a 5 minute bit from one of Ryan Long's specials from about 10 years ago.
I want
Word
to
for
know.
word.
I mean, I saw it. I mean, obviously, I saw everyone. I mean, I don't know the Ryan Long bit, but what was this before or after me?
Um, After it was quite a tall guy, tall, lanky
Oh,
white kid,
okay.
and
Oh,
the
okay.
delivery was awful,
Yeah.
but he benched it because he just literally told another comedian's word for word his bit. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
what
insane.
do you think joke stealers should be called out publicly?
Yes, yes, I do believe that should happen. I mean, publicly, as in announce it. I'm not sure, like shout and point,
Sure,
but I do think, going, oi mate, just come here, or hey, I know that was a complete Ryan Long bit.
yeah,
I think if they are doing it, they need to be made aware. I mean, if you're doing it for 5 minutes straight, you've got to be aware. Fair enough, a line or two, but 5 minutes of straight someone else's material, that's clear intent, premeditated stealing.
100% agree with you. The only bit I'd say is if it was say his first time ever doing a gig, and he just
Hmm.
wanted to be stage confident, I
Hmm.
would say benefit of the doubt.
Mm.
This isn't how you do it. But yeah, other than that, cool. But then there's only so many subjects. This is why I like people who do personal comedy because
Yeah.
it's about them. It's a side of the story that I've never heard of before. Where we all know jokes about dating apps. We all know jokes about
Hmm.
ex girlfriends. Do you know what I mean? Like gay guys always do jokes about being gay. Like
Yeah.
there's so many sectors
Hmm.
they can joke about. So a lot of people's jokes will overlap one another.
Yeah, of course. And then, like what I say, this is where, when it comes to being able to use the material, the closer you are to it, and then that's where you get to go. You should take it to the extremes and say things that no one else is saying. And not because it's weird, it's just because no one else has thought of it, or no one else is really, you know, doing something different with it.
Yeah. I just feel that. And how did your first time go on stage?
Uh, it went fine. It went fine. Oh, this is another tip I would tell you if you're doing your first ever time in stand-up comedy. Mention it. When you're on stage, say, this is my first time. You'll get a nice pop and the crowd will be a lot more lenient with you.
Yeah.
It's an easy cop out, but I tell you, it's just a golden ticket to make your first time a little bit more palpable. Mine went okay. I done the typical, just stared at the floor and just went blood, just speech to my material. Waited, but I get that. I really had that like stage blindness and deafness for a long time with stand up. Whenever I was just on stage, I'm like, I can't see anything, can't hear anything. I just hope they're laughing. I'll just watch the video back later and see how it went. But yeah, it went okay. But yeah, I regret not mentioning that it was my first time. I think I would have just got a little bit more leniency out of the crowd.
I feel that. Yeah, I do get, because people, we want people to do well. As
Yes.
another comedian, someone's first time, you want them to do well. There's no animosity. There's no like, oh, let's heckle this guy. It's we want them all to do well. Oh, I'll tell you one thing that's pissing me off lately, and I've noticed it. I'm just speaking more and more freely as I do these pods more and more now. I hate it when somebody goes on and they list their fucking disabilities like a CV in the first 5 seconds. Hello, yeah, I'm autistic, ADHD comedian. I feel like they're setting themselves up for an instant cop out in case I'm shit. I'm disabled.
It's Yeah, I mean, because I guess, I mean, if it's an opener, some people have their openers. I mean, I used to have an opener. It was so crap. I can't remember even what it was now. It didn't even really make sense. But once you get comfortable, some people get really comfortable with material. I really laid in the pocket with a bunch of material for a long time. And when it comes to that, I do get it. I do hear a lot of that on the scene, but anyone who's got anything mentions it, like, hey, this is my religion. Hey, I'm this. Hey, I'm that. Hey, I'm mixed race. Everyone usually mentions something about themselves.
Do, but it seems like, I don't know, like on the open mic circuit, everyone was doing it, and it's almost like, well, I don't know. If you're a comedian, there's obviously something wrong with you.
Yeah, we're
Like,
probably,
none
and
of us are
even the
normal.
ones who, yeah, and all of us who don't have those sorts of things are probably just undiagnosed anyway.
Yeah, Johnny Vegas got diagnosed with ADHD 2 weeks ago. It was like, well, fucking obvious. Like,
Yeah, there you go. It's all just laying there in wait. It's all just a sneaky ghost in the background.
but then I can't believe I said to someone else. I do think, with comedians, we might get diagnosed with it, but don't give us anything for it, because that stops the creativity. That stops you being like the crazy guy on the stage.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if they took every single clown to therapy.
yeah. That'd be yeah. There's yeah, the crying clown.
Yeah,
That's the classic juxtaposition of any comedian. You're there to make others laugh. You're not there to make yourself laugh.
100%. Yeah, the sad clown. So you said like you can rest on your laurels a little bit. How often do you try new jokes out, and how many times would you try them before you're like, this
Um,
bangs, or would you say, you know what, I know this is funny, I just need to tweak it a couple bits, tweak it, no
uh,
tweak.
well, I don't know if I have a time limit on how much a joke doesn't work. I mean, I write intentionally sometimes, not as much as I'd like. I know I think that's a common thing amongst most comedians. I don't write enough. I don't write enough. And for me, some jokes just come out of, seeing something, like a poster or a advert or hearing somebody say a specific phrase. It's like, okay, that stuck in my head for some reason. I now need to make a joke about that. Um, yeah, don't do enough active writing, but like I say, common sin. Um, Jokes that don't work. I mean, I have this self-sabotage thing on stage. I always tell myself, always leave them wanting less. I'm not in this to be liked. I don't need to be liked. That's not a part of me doing comedy. For me, it's about freedom of expression. It's about me saying the things I want to say in the way I want to say them, and let the chips fall where they may. Um, but if a joke, I know a joke doesn't work, but that doesn't mean I don't like to tell it. You know, I'll be there, and I'll think in my head, I know they're really not gonna laugh at this, but that brings me joy for some reason, for some maniacal reason. Sometimes making them intentionally not laugh
Mm.
is where I get my kicks out of doing it.
Would you keep that like a secret in your head, or would you vocalize it before you do the bit? Because I used to do
I
that stupidly. I'd be like, you guys aren't gonna like this next bit.
I keep it in my head.
Yeah,
Because
best way.
it could be going good, it could be going up, it could be going up, and then it's just all of a sudden have this nice cliff drop of like, oh wow, why that doesn't even sound like a joke made by the same person.
Okay, so with your sort of stuff, I've not used the word risque or taboo because I love it. More, it's not everyone's cup of tea. How is your crowd work, and how has it had to like develop to pander to the people who might not like it?
I've never really done crowd work, to be honest. I've always been pure material. I would like to give it a go. I want to try all disciplines of comedy. I think it's good. It's like MMA. The more disciplines you master, the more disciplines you dabble in,
Mm.
the more proficient you're going to be at any time, at any opportunity. So I really, really need to work on my crowd work. I just haven't. It's just if you're only doing fives and sevens, doing crowd work is tough because you have to get them to like you, to them to know about yourself, and then to talk to them in 5 minutes. Because crowd work, you need to build a rapport.
Mm.
If you're not an MC and just going, hello, my name's this, that, this. If you're not the MC, it's very hard to initiate crowd work in a very, very confined amount of time.
Who does it? I like the MMA reference, but I always I've heard this a couple of times, and I always disagree with it because a comedian they can do it over the space of like a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, working on it slowly. If you're doing
Mhm.
MMA, you need to get good quick because there's so many times you can be hit in the face. Where comedians, we
Yeah,
can be metaphorically abused all the time. Like
yeah,
how many times
yeah.
can you how many fights in MMA can you lose before you decide it's not for you?
But then that's it. It's not, these aren't the fights. The open mic comedy is not the fight. The open mic comedy that's the dojo. You're in the gym.
Oh, you brought it back. You brought it
That's
back.
the
Okay,
gym.
yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
bring it
yeah.
back. Yeah, I have
When
my
when
opinion
when
on this.
when you're in a fight, that's when you're on the main stage. You know what I mean? When you're getting paid, when you're earning bucks, when it's paid asses in seats, that's
Mm,
the stage. You know what I mean? The open mic is the dojo. That's the gym. You should be getting bruised. You should be, you know what I mean, a brown belt getting molested by the black belt.
yeah,
You need to earn those stripes.
and yeah. Do you know, I didn't even think about it like that. So you sort of brought, the metaphor back into my reality again. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Um, oh, okay, I like this one. What is the time on stage you've bombed the hardest, and what's been your favorite moment on stage?
Bottom the hardest. Yeah, I say the self-saboteur in me would say I don't think I've ever had a good set. I don't think I've ever had a good set. But bombed the hardest. I would probably say the first ever time I've done a gong show. It must have been my fifth time doing comedy, and I
Where
just knew
was it?
nothing.
Where was it?
It was at the old where Vauxhall Comedy Club, the
Oh
old
yeah, but yeah,
Ding Dong
garage,
Gong show.
garage one,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
I liked that
Uh,
place because you used to go out in between, get all the tinnies.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like that's
It's
the
a good
first ever
little
comedy club.
venue.
It was that's the first ever comedy club I went to. Not performing like 5 years ago. Uh,
Yeah. But that was my fifth ever gig.
yeah,
And I just didn't know, you know what I mean? It was just like, well, you get time here, it's worth turning up for. So I did it. I probably only got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes through. And it's not
yeah.
like I didn't get laughs. It was just I had zero confidence, zero stage presence, zero experience really to be in that atmosphere. Just jumped in there too soon.
Okay.
But the time I've done well, I mean, I don't know. They always go okay. I don't think, like I say, I don't think I've ever had a great set, mainly because I can't not self-sabotage in some way, shape, or form. I need to, I'm trying to work on that, and I'm trying to leave people liking me by the end of my sets now.
I disagree with that because, like I say, like when I watch, you had all the other comedians laughing.
Yeah, yeah, I
The
do
ones
that
who
all the
know
time.
about comedy, we were
Yeah,
appreciating it. Like not the ones who are going to get upset because they're you know bubble wrapped. The ones who know about comedy, we were laughing at you. Like we
yeah,
thought
I
this
could.
guy's funny, and then I think was it when you came off, I said like that was not just, that wasn't deserved. Like that was bullshit. Like yeah,
Even later on, one of the other comedians, we're watching somebody else do their minute, and one of the other comedians leaned over to me and goes, "How pissed off are you going to be if he gets through?" And I'm like, "Ugh." So it's nice to be appreciated like that. And but like I say, I've done more open mic than I've done anything else. So when it comes to things like that and being received by the general public, that's where it's like, okay, then maybe I do need to dial it back a bit because, yeah, I always crack up the comedians, but the general public, maybe this isn't for them.
okay. What's like the is there a room in particular that you it's your room? You know you're going to that room, you're owning that room every time.
I'd say TNT comedy, that is my room. Like I go in there, I'm comfortable, you know what I mean? Everyone knows like my style of material in
Yeah.
there. And one of the things, because I always like to put myself right at the end of the bill, what I'm doing all night is writing jokes about the jokes I've heard all night long, you know, and then I'm gonna go up there. My first couple of minutes are just going, oh, that's the first time I've ever heard about this. Here's something, you know, da 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 da.
Mm.
Um, and I love to do that. It rarely ever goes anywhere beyond that. It's more mainly just, you know, writ it, use it once, and it's never told again. Even though I've told some pretty, you know, some of them have been okay, you know, enough that if I spent the time on them, I could change them into something that could go into a longer set. But I love writing jokes and I love hearing jokes from people about things that happen on the night.
Like, but, when you say like you don't write as much as you used to, surely what you're doing there is a more natural skill set. Thinking of it on the
Yeah,
spot there and then and use it that night. It's, do you know what I mean? It's like a payphone almost. Like, you're churn and burning. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I've tried to do that a couple of times and I've struggled. I've sucked at doing it.
It
I think
is
that's a good skill set to have.
only from doing it and seeing the reactions I get from people and people coming up to me after shows and stuff have I thought, wow, this is actually probably quite an uncommon thing to see and happen.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's been a nice stroke of the ego. You know, it's nice when you can flex a muscle you never knew you had.
I like that. So when it comes to, you've been doing it for 3.5 years, obviously we've probably gone through and like burnt out a lot of jokes on stage. What's one joke that at the time you thought was absolutely brilliant? You look back now and you think, why the fuck did I think that was funny?
Oh, that's a toughie. I mean, for me, it's just the bad ones. For me, it's all the ones that I know are never gonna get no laughs. Like, um, all right, a pirate walks into a bar. It's a twist on a classic. A pirate walks into a bar. He has a steering wheel in his trousers, and his friends say, "Hey, pirate, why is that steering wheel in your trousers?" And the pirate goes, "Arr, it's an experimental new treatment for testicular cancer."
Why am I not getting that?
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's just because he's got a steering wheel on his nuts. The classic goes, wow, I've got a steering wheel in your trousers. It's driving me nuts.
Brilliant. Okay.
That's the old school joke, but you know, it's an experiment. It's just crazy silliness. Exactly. You're not supposed to get it.
You'd lose me straight away on that one, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you should laugh at things because of how unfunny they are, you know. But
Yeah,
then again, you know,
I think the punchline was too long. I've got to be honest on that one. Uh, but yeah, well, that was the point of that question. I'm happy with the answer. But so I will do it on sort of like the final one here because we're all about expression here. What do you want out of comedy, out of doing comedy, and what does the comedy world get out of you being in it?
oh, that's an existential question. I think I already get what I want out of comedy because what you can get out of comedy is only what you can give yourself in comedy anyway. You know, outside of opportunities, you know, anyone can sign up for a open mic night, anyone can write material. You know, that's 98% of comedy right there. You can get on stage and express yourself. Um, so outside of that, you know, I would like to do more nights. I do need to push myself to sign up more, do more open mics in general. Uh, what does it get out of me being in it? That's an interesting question. I don't know. The only thing it gets out of me being in it is me. You know what I mean? My weird opinion, my weird view, my weird voice and expression, the weird way I see the world. Plus, if I like it, I might write a joke for you as well. You know, that's one thing I really love. I love joke writing. I could do that all day, every day. That's my enjoyment. Like the getting on stage, that's not me at all. That's where the nerves come in, the cold sweats, you know, forgetting the material, yeah, going stage blind, stage deaf. But the writing is that's the draw for me.
I mean, it's perfect. I think there are different, avenues in the comedy world, but I think everyone starts off by having to do stand up. I think that's how you have to earn your stripes,
Yeah.
and then you can move on to different sort of bits. Okay, let me ask you this. I said that was the last question. I lied to you. Do you think comedy in London is different to comedy around the country?
I've never really been outside of London for comedy. I've watched the videos online of like hot water videos and the what's that other one, the Frog and Bucket.
Bucket, yeah.
I've seen them videos. From what I can see, it just seems like the crowds are looser. Like the crowds are a little bit more up for a laugh
It's a very
about.
political answer you're giving me here. Very, very, very like no, a politician's answer. Sorry.
Well, I don't know else to say it, but they're a bit more. Yeah, they're a bit more lenient than they are here. People in London are very uptight when it comes to certain things about material. Um, and yeah, just out there, they just seem a little bit more up for the laugh.
Yeah, good answer. I mean, I go a bit more, cutthroat with it a little bit. I think London's very sensitive on the open mic circuit.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I
someone
mean,
gave on my second gig, someone gave me this advice, and I'm so happy I never took it because I always
mhm.
listen to advice always, but then you choose if you want it. And they said, I need to do more general comedy so I can get more laughs instead of talking about what I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I challenged that because, and I did challenge because yeah, I can write a knock joke. I can do one line comedy. I believe I
Hmm.
can. I don't want to do that. I want to do my stories.
Yeah,
And I think and I never took his advice, and I'm so happy I didn't. But I think
yeah,
in London, see this more. Yeah, you got to be more friendly, happy,
yeah,
no isms.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean, because I mean, if you look at comedy, I mean, do you see comedy as an art form?
oh, I'm sure.
Is it a form? Yeah, yeah. I mean, but then that's it. When someone critiques your art, there's only so much. No one could tell an artist, oh yeah, how about you put a paint stroke there? How
It's
about
subjective.
exactly. It's all subjective. But yeah, like you say, if you value the person that the advice is coming from, then yeah, listen to it. But if it's just kind of general, because I've been told more times than I'd like, hey, don't tell that joke again. I really didn't like that joke. Da, 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 da. And it's like, oh, don't do this. I don't want to upset anyone. Plus, don't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, I agree with that wholeheartedly. But what if someone came up to you and was like, that joke, loved it. Have you thought about this tag?
Yeah, I like that. No, I've done that to people. I've done that to people.
Yeah,
I've been
so
like, have you thought about this? Da 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 da. And it's usually, someone I know anyway, because I know that's quite a sensitive thing to approach someone with. So I try and make it always be like, someone I know. Have you thought about this? Oh, have you thought about adding this on there? And I think that's fine. I know comedy is a solo sport, but it is also good when it's collaborative. And, the more we are trying to help each other to get better, the more better we'll get, and the less bad comedy we have to watch.
I think a big part of it is just just being a likable, just being a nice, normal, not a nice, normal person. Do you know what I mean? If like, okay, I'm just going to use myself as an ego here. I'm doing quite well. I'm
Hmm.
landing quite quick. If I make it and I blew up, the people who I have liked and respected throughout my journey, I want to come along
Oh, that
with
was
them.
a dangerous gesture there. Your hand was a bit too close to the heart, and your arm was always too extended.
Only off camera, Daniel. Only off camera. Fuck's sake. But do you know what I mean? You want to help
Yeah, I do.
people. You got to be likable. It's like when I said about that tagging bit. There was a guy, and it was his like third time ever doing it, and he was doing a joke, and I failed to see the punchline in it. It was based about how he runs football charity matches for charities.
Hmm.
And I said, oh, have you ever thought about doing like saying, oh, I tried to do one for guys with testicular cancer, but they didn't have the balls.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
loved that.
yeah,
I thought, you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
I've given him quite a good joke here. And he was like, oh, yeah.
yeah,
And just walked off. And I was like, all right.
yeah.
Sorry, mate. Like, but
That's why it's worth just only doing that to people who you know what I mean? Because that's it, some people are very, well, oh, how come I didn't think of that? Or who are they to tell me da 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 da, you know? I
Yeah,
do want to start a writers group. Like that's one thing I really want to do with comedy. I really want to start a writers group. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but just saying it out loud, just start a little WhatsApp based group of just people who write material, collaborate on material, go and I want enough comedians in there that it could be like, oh, Jerry's in the group. I want to hear Jerry's opinion about this
mm,
joke I'm working on, and
it's
really
good.
help people help people.
It is good because I've got a couple of people, and it's like so like say like Abdul, one who kills it in gong shows.
Yeah, I know, Abdul.
Every time I have a Muslim joke or I think of a Muslim joke, I send it to him. I'm like, mate, I just thought of
Mm,
this. Like, I'm not going to say it on stage. Like,
mhm.
you know what I mean? I'll get fucking killed. But like, take it. What do you think of it? Like, and it
Yeah.
just gets for creative, and it always happen at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like,
That's when the
it's not a daytime creativity, is it? It's nighttime when like you just let everything go and just that's when you think of the
yeah.
most random shit. But
And that's another thing I would say as well. Like, even if you have the time and if you're not doing comedy, go to as much comedy as possible.
mm,
Like, go watch as many open mics as possible. There's something about being in a room of comedy that gets the comedy juices flowing. It is about being around it. It is about being in the atmosphere. And that's another thing I think is okay about the bringer thing. Because I've discovered some nights I never would have even gone to. Because I live like right at the end of the train line here.
uh,
So going into London is like far out there. And also it is very hard to find out what open mics are available. There is no, unless you know about the Facebook groups and you know about this, which you're not going to know about if you're starting from dot. It is very hard to find your local open mic.
mm.
You could end up watching Hot Water and think, oh my God, I've got to go all the way to Liverpool to start this thing. And some people probably do that. Um, I think there could be some more resources in that. And I really forgot my point that I was making.
Well, yeah, go to if you've got spare time, go to the open mics. Go to
Yeah, that's it.
comedy.
Go. Yeah, that's it. Go to the open mic. Just be around it. Think about it. The more it's in your blood, the more you're looking for the jokes when you're living out there in everyday life, the more
Mm.
you're just jotting down silly little things and coming out with new material.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, and especially watching comedy online, which is weird. I'm saying that because I'm about to do a whole online thing. I'm about to dedicate my whole life to. You laugh out loud more in the clubs. Or
Yeah.
let me challenge you again. I don't think it's the online thing alone. Watching something live
Hmm.
is better. It's
Yeah,
rawer. Anything can happen, and yeah, you have a good time.
definitely. And laughter is infectious. Some people will laugh louder or longer because they're with somebody they like or they are seeing laugh, or there's 20 people behind them laughing.
Mm.
Um, And that's a very hard thing, yeah, to replicate if you're, detached over the internet like that.
Mm.
But
So I'm going to end this with actually. Now I know I keep saying this. What
I
What are your views when people say women aren't funny?
mean, that's obvious, that's just blatant sexism. You can't just, you can't say that. I mean, and there are plenty of funny women, to disprove that, all throughout time. Um, yeah, that's just a general sexist base. No one demographic can not be funny. That's like saying any other demographic in society or on the planet itself cannot be funny for, unbiased, no reasons.
100% agree. I just I wanted to really show off your comedic intellect there, and you yeah absolutely killed it. I think it's mostly because if you don't relate to a subject, you can appreciate the humor, but it's not all about that. And a lot of women just do same like period jokes, all that. But there's some women out there fucking killing it right now,
Yeah.
killing it.
And it's like anything, not all women jokes will be for me because I'm not a woman. The same way all Muslim jokes won't be for me because I'm not a Muslim. All Jewish jokes won't be for me because I'm not a Jewish person,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth, but it doesn't mean it's not good material, And I'll always appreciate it for that. For me, everyone's only ever judged in their material. I just judge for your material.
Tell you what, I tell you what I'm actually going to do this weekend. I'm going to write down every single stereotype and see if I can make a joke about it.
Interesting.
Like, I
That'll
won't
be it.
personalize it, but I just think
Probably something you shouldn't say on the internet, but
at the end of it's purely more for the creative process. I guess that's sort of like Hitler saying, "Oh, I wonder if I can think of creative ways to dot dot dot." No, scrap that. Not going to do that.
And
I'm going
again,
to
the arm
church.
goes out.
Shit. Adam, mate, I always love speaking with you, man. Love your stuff. Yeah, let me know. I will come see you gig again soon. More importantly, I'm doing this thing in September. I'd
Yeah,
love you to be a judge. Your comedic knowledge is far outweighs mine in any possible manner. So yeah,
thank you very
yeah,
much.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
yeah,
work with
keep me
you
up
more.
to it. I'd love to get involved.
Love is Adam, always a gent, man. Take care of yourself, dude.
Nice one, man.
But